Hey everyone, this is me. First face cam for you guys. I'm going to be doing, over the winter, in my last video I said I was going to be doing some videos on my terrariums. So I've got a couple of downstairs at the moment that have already got stuff in. One's just a plant terrarium. It used to house some vampire crabs, and before that housed some tinctorius poison dart frogs. But now it's just a plant one. And then also I also have another vivarium with a crested gecko in it. That hasn't got as many plants because she doesn't need loads and loads of plants. She just needs a few places to be able to hide. But I am also going to finally be getting around to doing a new vivarium to terrarium, whatever you want to call it. This is not going to have any animals in it at the moment, but it might do in the future. It might potentially house some more dart frogs at a later date, if I can get it past my wife. So the tank I've got is a Terra, and it's 36 by 18 by 36, so 3 foot wide, 18 inches, 1.5 foot front to back, and then 3 foot tall. So it's I think it's at the moment it's still the biggest Terra you can buy. It was a Facebook marketplace bargain, which is basically why I've got it. It's been sat in my spare room upstairs, which is where I am now, for about 2 years now. It was cheap for what it is, but it was still expensive. It was £100. I think it was 100 quid. And basically I saw it and instantly messaged them and said, yeah, I'll take it, just because I could always sell it again for that price. So this is going to be the start of a build series for it. See if you guys kind of like that kind of stuff. So I'm going to turn the face cam off and I'll start showing you guys what I have got to show you. Okay, so excuse the mess. This is the spare room that is 3 years into me decorating it still. But let me see if I can get that. So big. Our spare room is not that big, so I can just about get it all in the shot for you. So that's 3 foot wide, 3 foot tall, 18 inches front to back. I've given it a bit of a clean up. I've still got to finish the sides and back on the outside, but everything on the inside is all cleaned up, and the front glass is all cleaned up. Actually came up pretty well, considering it was second hand. The only thing I've got, if I can even show it to you, where is it? It's like, not that, but there's just somewhere around there is a little tiny scratch mark. That's the only damage I can really see. And then obviously the lid itself is tight, can't push it off, but it's melted. I think they obviously had a heat lamp or something on it too close and it's just melted it. Thankfully, whether it's just plants, whether I end up putting anything in this, like more dart frogs, it will need a new top at some point. If it's just got plants in, I will probably just cling film wrap this underneath the mesh. You can see this is the old Terra mesh, so it's rusted a bit, but I will probably just wrap some cling film underneath it all to help keep humidity in, and then at a later date, if I want dart frogs, I'll have to put a better lid on, and even if it's just plants, I might put better lid on. You can see on the outside, this is all on the outside. This is just some masking tape that's on here still, so I'll have to clean that all off. The only thing I've done, as I say, is cleaned it, and I've got this foam matting, which is my drainage layer. So this was off of Amazon. It came in a couple of packs, because there's 2 pieces here. It came in a couple of packs that are like vacuum packed, so it looks like just a solid bit of plastic. You have to unfold it, stretch the corners out, soak it in water for a couple of hours, and then drain it off, and it came out absolutely fine. And it's about, let me have a little look here. I've got my trusty tape measure. I should know because I ordered it, but it is about 1.5 inches thick, maybe 2 inches thick, and that's going to form the drainage layer. So in the past, You'll see in my other terrariums when I do them, I use this, which is leca, which are little clay balls. I may even end up using this because I've got this tub and I've got a load downstairs, just to add, you know, another half. I think I've probably got enough for maybe half an inch. It's quite expensive, so I don't want to have to go buy more, but just to give me a little bit more drainage layer really. Otherwise I may think about doubling this up. If I put this along the front here, then you can see, if you can actually, like, it needs a bit more on there really. So that's where it's up to. That would probably be a little bit better, but I'll see. It's just going to be down to cost. This is not a cheap thing to do, especially once you start getting into some of the more decorative pieces that I've got downstairs. So that's where I am at the moment. Okay, so I'm now up to the point of planting the tank. You're not going to see it in between the construction phases. I'm just going to run through how I did it because this isn't a tutorial on how to do it, it's just what I've done. So I've had some plants delivered. They've been in here for about 2 months now. I have to move the fans out of the way. I'm just going to pull them out. They've been in here because obviously I've got the Mr. King in here. So this one at the back is my Philodendron Verrucosum. Looking really quite happy in here, bless it. It's going to just starting to get a little bit of nice growth on this now. So there's that one. And down here we have an Anthurium Crystallinum, which is this little one down here. It's not doing quite so well, but you know, hopefully once we get it into the bigger tank it will pick itself up. And then this is difficult one-handed. In here I have Philodendron Columbia species, which is also doing okay. Yeah. And then in here you'll see I have a little staghorn fern that I, bless it, have neglected rather a lot recently. So it's in there so I don't have to worry about watering it. Right, I'm going to run these upstairs and then you'll join me with the rest of the plants I've got. Okay, here is some of the plants that came in with the hardscape. So we've got a Calathea. This was from the garden centre. Bless it, it was up on this windowsill, which gets a lot of light, and along with all these in the plastic tub, I didn't water them for about 3 weeks. So it's very sad, but hopefully we'll pick itself up. We've got some, I believe, if I remember right, these are little fireballs. I think there's a big O, which I think might be that one. I have to double check my order. Basically a load of Neoregelia. Then I've got some of this like rubber coated wire, so that will stop it from rusting. What else do we have then? Up here we have, ignore my wife's clothes, some Marcgravia picked up in a pot. I hadn't seen Marcgravia for sale anywhere really nearby, and this popped up in the garden centre. It was like £15 I think for the entire thing, so I picked it up. Obviously I will have to try and get it to take from some cuttings, which will probably mean it will need to go in some kind of propagation bin, but we'll see. Otherwise I'll have to think about maybe just trying to split it in half. I do have this as well, which may or may not go in. I quite like it actually as a house plant, but we'll see. Actually it looks like it's getting close to needing some watering, so we're going to get these all in along with these. This is the hardscape, and the next one will be it all done. And ta-da! Just like that, it is now done. About 6 hours later. Everything is all in. We've got a couple of little planting pockets, one for this little Anthurium, one behind this very sad Calathea for the Philodendron Verrucosum. So I'll just use some of the matting that's down here and just build up, and then this one I actually ran out, so I just used a spare piece of wood. The soil is a terrarium substrate, but then I've added in quite a bit of extra bark chippings. So they are for those. Then I've got a few clippings from the tank downstairs of a type, I believe it was a type of Marcgravia that has overgrown and just gone mad, so I pulled out fistfuls. And then we've got the 3, I'm pretty sure they were fireballs. This little one here is from the tank downstairs, and then this one might be Huayno or something. And then I think this was a big O. So now we are going to be putting in the first custodians. So we are going to get some animals in here today. Nothing big, but today is some isopods. Not too sure. They almost look like little dairy cows, but they're not quite. They're quite big. But we're going to release these in here. So pass these over. See if we can get one out first. There we go. So, little isopod. So we call these in the UK woodlice, but they're all just types of isopods. Now, I can feel his little feet going everywhere, or the light's a little bit iffy. But, oh, yeah, me little guy. He's very cute. Now go look up rubber ducky isopods and tell me that they are not adorable. So flick him in. There we go. And that's it. I'll do some more updates over the next few months. I've still got springtails I need to go get in, which are like tiny little thrips. And then that's about it. And we'll do some updates on the plant growth.